So hello guys, and welcome back to another SCPH replay cast. I know it's been a while. We had to skip the latest one. The one was planned on Friday due to ESGS. Just a lot of things on my plate. Got really tired. Apologize, but we're back in business, baby. And thanks to Kamito 6939 for the replay. But let's get into it. It's gonna be a ZVZ. Let's introduce our players. A Soularm right now, just giving it all the good vibes. Gonna be a Korean name here for the blue Zerg. I don't know how I'm gonna read that. I don't know how I'm gonna type that on the thumbnail. I'll just figure it out. Let's just say him. Let's call him Blue. So Blue here on the bottom right, and at the top left. Here we are with Soularm. Now looking at the names, I actually don't know which one of them sent in the replay because the BATTLETAG is a little different. That's the thing about Starcraft. You can change your name, not be the same as your BATTLETAG, unlike Overwatch and stuff like that. So it is what it is. We're gonna figure it out. My money's on Soularm right now because he's the one speaking in English. Korean guy just being silent, and look at that. Look at those hotkeys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't even understand how his APM is gonna work. He's just gonna keep spamming all those numbers. On the other hand, here we go. Already a second hatchery being built by Soularm, spawning pool as well. That's interesting. That Soularm here starting things off a lot faster than Blue. Very speedy production here by Soularm. They're also pretty close in terms of worker count. It is now Queen being birthed out here by Soularm. On the other hand, Blue here gonna go for the early harassment. Gonna build out 6 links for both scouting as well as defensive purposes. No meta boost yet. Oh, so I guess the blue here was able to get meta boost out earlier due to the fact he went for the extractor earlier. On the other hand, just the second hatchery being built, he will need to defend his Soularm might be in a spot of trouble because here comes the Zergling. Soularm will spot this and he will have to respond accordingly. Just watching that overload right now. There comes the Queen, ready with the tumor, ready with the inject, and he's gonna go for the double spine crawler to start things off. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna try to build these as fast as possible and just probably relocate to the expansion. This might be very dangerous though now for Soularm. His Queen is off creep. No tumor as of yet. The Overlord here just taking damage. Blue might get supply block. And here comes another set of Zerglings. And here comes the engagement. The run on in from Blue. And the spine crawlers aren't built yet. Unfortunate here. So drones have to run around. It's gonna go 4-pick onto 1. Good surround though from Soularm. And the red Zerglings now gonna give chase. The spine crawlers are here to clean that up. A very good poke there by Blue. Just a small window of opportunity, and he was able to take it. But eventually Soularm able to whittle the attack force down and is ready to start off that second base. So all in all, pretty even here. Now Blue will decide to reinforce his defenses with some spine crawlers. Just pretty some standard stuff between these two players. But looking at the units right now, look at Soularm. He has 3 queens heavily invested with that creep as well as that spawn larvae. But in a situation where it's a ZVZ, honestly only one of you has to creep up to the max, and the other player can actually take advantage of it. Right now, no, nothing much being produced here by both players. Creep tumors here for Soularm. He's really liking that purple skinned floor. On the other hand, Zerglings is chilling here by the right hand side, looking to go for a poke if Blue here is gonna get that 3rd expansion. A congregation now of Zerglings. It looks like they're gonna have a little convention on what to do. All of them having wings so they can run at the speed of sound, more or less. Upgrades though for either side. Interesting that Soularm has not gotten metabolic boost at all. This really means that he's not gonna use these Zerglings much. Besides, at this early stage, he's going for some very heavy economy. Super greedy, if you ask me, because he has so much invested in that 3rd base. Nothing much in army count. And here comes another run by Blue. Gonna try to engage, try to go for some pokes, but the spine crawlers are in position. One of these few Zerglings will be some sacrificial lambs. Gonna go for the poke, and the Queen caught out, gets surrounded. Will it stay alive? Whoa, 1 HP and a dream. No, he will fall. The spine crawler now just poking away, just going for the meat hook there. It's not gonna be enough. Good pick though by Blue. Getting that free queen, which is caught outside. Almost got getting it killed though. 1 HP and the Dream, but the Dream will be dashed in that instance. Now the Zergling's gonna go for an engage, and this time Zergling speed will allow Blue to just run away, not losing any of those units. And this time, and this is gonna be I think this is gonna be this Sudden Claws. I'm not sure. There's a Roach upgrade here for Blue. There's a lot of injects as well. Just a lull period right now for both players, just trying to figure out what they want to do, what tech they're gonna be building into. We do see Lair tech right now for Soularm, however, and this tells me he wants to go for some heavy investments onto high tier units. On the other hand, here with Blue, they're staying on with the Zergling and the Roaches. No Banelings as of yet, but he might go for a switch with the armored units. Right now, finally, Soularm getting that metabolic boost. He knows that the Zerglings need to be upgraded at least once in this game to do some damage. No one really investing upgrades though. Like, I haven't seen any Evo Chambers here besides this one from Blue, and he's not even building up anything with it. Not going for melee, not going for ranged as well. So just slow but steady lull period here. This is actually, I'll just talk to you guys real quick. Are you guys enjoying the scheduling? Are you guys enjoying this new format? I think I will do another replay casting sesh because I have a pretty big backlog right now. I'll do it sometime soon. You just keep out on that. I'll do it live so you guys can do some commentary with me along the way. If anyone's actually interested in volunteering to co-cast with me, only problem I do have with a co-cast is I just do this randomly at the whim. So if people might not be available even if they show interest. So that was the reconstitution update. So we do see, oh, he's gonna get tunneling claws as well. So movement, roach movement plus tunneling claws. Interesting though that he doesn't have burrow yet. So I don't really understand why he's gonna go for the T claws for these roaches at this point. So maybe he's gonna get that upgrade soon. But these roaches are going to be heavily invested. In the meantime, Soularm whipping out those Hydralisks. Very standard unit. Very strong all around to do some damage. The Hydralisk, the backbone of Zerg in Starcraft 1, has become so here in Legacy Void as well. Creep Tumor though being hurt, and we will see a mismatch here. The roaches now being whittled down, but they are so many, and the Zerglings can't even do anything against them. Also, the Hydras will struggle to actually poke through the armor of the Roaches. And here comes the Cascade in from Blue. The Spinecrawler just trying to tank it up. And here comes the A move. Good surround though. The Zerglings out in front. The Hydra is trying to stay alive. The Queen doing some damage as well. And here comes the Thunder as the Roaches are in the base. We see some Zergacoons morphing in. But this is a lot of damage done already by Blue. The Hydralisks have to back on out. Where will Blue take these Roaches now? We're gonna go into the second. We do see surround Hydralisks into the back line, but the Roaches are just too tanky and do too much damage now. Finally, we do see the Cascade, and it will be enough for Soularm to actually hold this. But that was a lot of damage done there by Blue. Kudos with that Roach timing attack. Look at that right now. Units killed. 66. Units killed there by Blue. 13 workers as well. The Roaches, there was spitting acid just corroding their way to victory. But anyway, we will see the Roaches now just trying to climb on out. Like here, we do have tunneling claws now, but he still doesn't have burrow, so you really can't maximize it. Does give him that extra movement speed though, so it is what it is. Just these Roaches fully upgraded right now in terms of their tech, and he will decide to swap them out for some Ravagers. Some Roach Ravager play, just spitting up some disco balls from above. You can do a lot of damage as well. And Ravagers are very tanky as too. 120 HP. They do give up some HP, and they do give up their armored status, but they're still a big, hefty unit. It's interesting though. I don't understand what this Evo Chamber is for. I think Blue was a little afraid of some Spire play, but we aren't seeing it here from Soularm. Only some Roach Wire and Hydralisks then. Another engagement here, and it will go for a poke. The Overlord, poor Overlord, will get a supply block tile for Blue. He will have to invest some minerals there to get his supply back to fighting shape. It's a lull period right now. A scary army force though for Blue. 109 supply, and he's gonna go for a march. Zerglings out in front will immediately die. Perfect acid spray here, and the Hydra is taking damage. Gonna do a quick little tango and will retreat. The spine crawlers so have decided to make the great ball of tentacle. Here come a few more orbs into the sky, landing onto the ground. The roach is taking some heavy damage, but this is going to be Soularm losing out once again. Blue now able to push on in. Sadly, the Ravagers not really doing maximum amounts of damage because one of them is just patrolling behind. Here comes the push. The Zerglings out in front, going for some bites, going for some pokes, and that's going to be the great wall of spine crawlers falling in an instant. It's like watching Mulan here with the Zerg. Here comes Blue again with the push. I love that he's just maximizing his time and strength with the Roach and the Ravager. Soularm though will be able to defend this again because he has another cycle ongoing. Kudos to Soularm for just staying on with this fight, but another hefty amount of damage there being done here by Blue. In terms of units now, it might be a reset here for both. 3 bases here for Blue. On the other hand, Soularm getting in position to get that fort. Just another wave of attackers though from Blue, and he really just wants to keep the pressure going because he knows Soularm is pretty much just wobbling right now. He's on a tightrope and he's running out of minerals. Look though, he does have a lot of gas. He might be able to morph some banelings if he got a baneling nest, or go for something heavy in terms of gas like infestors. Infestors might actually turn the tides with their fungals. It really will be very, very dependent. Mutalisk would be a good option as well because Roaches and Ravagers can't shoot above. Just go for some pokes. Maybe some airplay might work out in his favor. But anyway, just too much tier crafting here. This debris in the way. Blue here might want to break that, but here comes the attack. We will see an Overseer for some reason, maybe looking out for anyone who wants to go for the burrow, but Soularm already just being surrounded. Here comes another wave of attackers doing a lot of damage, but the Zergs are just trading beams with one another. Another set of bile there just being tossed out into the sky. These spine crawlers won't know what hits him as they're gonna just fall one by one. Soularm again losing his wall. He was already forced to go for the Evo Chamber, but one good thing Soularm has done is even though he is in the face of all this pressure, he is +1 in both armor and range. On the other hand, it is only now that Blue is getting +1 on the range, and it's showing its value heavily in the amount of damage that the Roaches and the Hydralisks are doing here for the side of Soularm. So it's just a very, very big difference, honestly, that +1. As now we see some Zerglings just having a skirmish. Nothing really much happening. There is some economical damage, and spine crawlers are forced to get out again. Soularm though might have a need for a trade now because he has 2,000 gas and no minerals to show for. On the other hand, Blue here just keeping on with a hefty amount of minerals and gas, just putting some pressure. Here comes a poke, economical damage once again. The stock market crashing here for Soularm. Gonna go for those picks, even hurting those extractor drones, and he's gonna go for a run on in. This looks really bad here for Soularm because he's losing so many drones. How many workers has he lost in the process already? He's lost 23 thanks to the efforts here by Blue. And again, Blue not letting on. He still has all these Zerglings coming. No real upgrades though for either. Still on Lair Tech. No one's actually going for some macro plays. Has only gotten +1 on the Evo Chamber. Another series of bites here, and it just has become the Zergling throwaway fiesta for both players. Evo Chamber right now is gonna start upgrading that +1 onto melee. Hope you guys are safe. It's a pretty bad typhoon right now. But anyway, this is such a bad period now for Soularm because look at that. He has so few workers working on 3 bases. The Zerglings again just being a nuisance. 25 workers or something like that for 3 bases is not a good ratio. 32 rather, but 32, 35. So he's actually starting to build up the drones and starting to rally them to the other base to try and maximize the amount of economy he can get. But still, Blue with the advantage has a lot of resources in the bank as well. Here comes the surround right now, eating up the queen. The Roaches though being protected in a rectangle formation. Soularm just being heavily hampered by the pokes here by Blue. And look at that, look at this positioning. He just has this rally point and he's doing 2 attacks at the same time. I love this microplay now from Blue, really showing the Korean name in himself. I don't know what that means, but you know guys, we all know the stereotype. Starcraft equals Korean gods, and really Blue here showing his stuff with his microplay. Finally, blue switching things off, gonna go for the spire, has the infestation pit as well, so it looks like he will want to go for the hive as soon as possible. No real expansions here though for both players. And what's been interesting is it has been Soularm still heavily in the lead in terms of drone count, but he hasn't actually been able to utilize them to its maximum potential. Look at 53 drones. But I don't know, there's like 30 of them are just in one base. It feels like a complete waste on the side of Soularm right now. Blue here not maximizing on his bases as well, but has been doing so much attacks and putting so much pressure that honestly he has been able to compensate for the fact that he is down in worker count. But anyway, blue now finally going for the fort, going for the hive tech as well. We will see some extractors, so it does tell me that he will want to do something heavy with that gas, maybe some Neoliths, or maybe even some Broodlords, because he has the Spire ready. I would love to see some Ultralights though, because those are always great units. But anyway, Soularm and blue right now with them Ravagers. But what's interesting is Soularm has been able to take the lead in terms of supply, but still the army spending here for both players 15,000 for blue to 12,000 here for Soularm. Really goes to show what Soularm is investing on, just replacements for those workers. The overseer right now just gonna run on by, not really gonna put the change in, but it looks like he's gonna go for the scout on the base as well. Now here comes the attack. Gonna try to go for the heavy siege into the middle line, but really this looks bad now for blue because Soularm is in the proper state. He has a really good comp, just a mix and match of some units. He is going to fight though outside of Spinecrawler range, so that might be to his detriment. Here comes this around right now, trying to just cut off the escape point, and blue knows this fight is more or less over. Gonna try to retreat. Soularm giving chase. He's gonna go for some pokes, and that was a good comeback there from blue, because the Spinecrawlers again couldn't actually chase after them, had to root. Soularm just taking a fight that he shouldn't have when he went past this line over here. This creep tuner is really the line here for Soularm, not the cross, and he's gonna go for some pokes. Oh, the Ravagers are transforming right now from the roaches, and this is the perfect timing here for Soularm. That is absolutely lucky for him, but the Ravagers now have come out, and this is a timing attack gone to waste here for Soularm. If he was able to pick off those units before those Ravagers actually hatch, that would have been absolutely amazing here for Soularm. But right now, here comes the attack again. This poor Spinecrawler won't know what hit him. Here comes the Hydra Roach Ravager Ball from Soularm, but they're not doing maximum amounts of damage because they're just trying to run on in. Blue right now, sending him with more roaches, and here comes the attack. There you go, with the poke. What is the production, however, for these guys? Nothing much in the bank. So Soularm right now, just on the back foot again. Blue putting in some pressure, but this is blue right now actually running out of units. Soularm in the lead, 88 to 36. This needs to be blue to decide how to use these larvae. And this honestly worries me because he only had 16 larvae there. Now he's gonna go for the Greater Spire. It really goes to show that he's gonna go for something heavy in the air. Gonna go for some corruptors. Oh, these are gonna be Broodlords. That's gonna be really, really interesting. As he's gonna invest heavily in Broodlords, 10 corruptors in production, and really he won't have any defenses on the ground at this rate. But this might be a make or break moment now for blue. Gonna start to build up +1 to flyer as well. In the meantime, we do have Soularm getting +2 to armor as well as range, which is absolutely perfect in what he's gonna try to deal with in the future. Because the Hydralisk can go for the stutter peck a la Marine and decide to just go take the fight to the Broodlords. The Broodlings though will do a lot of damage in the process, so this is going to be a very, very even trade between these two players. The Broodlords are very slow units, so the Hydralisk might show their stuff. That's why they are the backbone of any Zerg composition. But really, Soularm should upgrade at least speed or range here for these Hydras to make them as effective as they can be. So right now, looking at what blue has, he really doesn't like drones. Like, that's what's telling me. Look at his unit count right now. 27 drones on 4 bases is absolutely unfortunate, and almost all of them are actually invested in extractors instead of minerals. So now we see blue making the same mistakes Soularm has been doing so far, but this is all he's doing. All he has been doing is going for them pokes, not really macroing up behind this, and these corruptors can't even morph into the broodlords that he wants. So this is very unfortunate right now for Blue. He has a pseudo useless army. If Solar went in for the attack right now, Blue would have to call GG. But anyway, really, this really goes to show, when you have a small amount of drones, you actually have to micro your workers to get the resource that you need. And of course, before you go for 4 bases, you should maximize the bases that you have. This is going to be less points for you to defend. It's very, very tough right now for Blue to actually conceive of changing those corruptors into broodlords. Look how slow this is taking. In the meantime, Soularm, building up his army, has already floating on 5,000 gas, and he's building up a ball. He's trying to build as much as he can in terms of the ground units. He knows that this fourth base is up. Spinecrawler gonna be built, but that's gonna be another set of minerals that Blue doesn't have. This is really looking bad here for Blue. If Solar went in for the attack at any point in time, he would have had a tough time. But this is very, very interesting, because finally the Hydra upgrade is going to come, as well as the roach speed. So attack range and roach speed to make them a little more useful. Soularm still doesn't know though that these broodlords are out and about. I don't think he even knows that it's a great expire. Yeah, he doesn't know. He hasn't been able to scout out anything in terms of tech. He's getting a bunch of upgrades as well, and Blue on the other hand just really staying on with the slow economy, not deciding to build up the drones, not even deciding to micro them. I don't think I can understate the fact that Blue is making such a heavy mistake right now in the fact that he's not getting minerals in terms of workers. But anyway, it is what it is. Soularm right now looking in such a good spot. He has a number of Hydras here. Look at how many he has. He has 15 Hydras to go for the starter step. He's going to start to go for the 5th. He's going to go for a 6th as well. And here comes the attack. But I feel like this Roach comp is going to be tossed out. Here are the Broodlords. But this might be the beginning of the end here for Blue. If Soularm gets his army, it's gonna be all over. And he's gonna go into the backline, gets rid of one. The Queen gonna put a creep tumor up as well. And look at this, the Corruptors just flying in. And here comes the A move from Soularm. Will it be enough to take down Blue? The Hydralisk doing a number of damage. The Broodlord slowly trying to fly away, but that's 1, 2, 3 falling into the distance. Another set of kills here for Soularm. And this is gonna be the beginning of the end. Soularm right now just given enough time to macro up and build up the economy. The poor Overseer will fall, but that is such a small loss here for Soularm. He's able to cycle another set of units, and that was all Blue had in the bank. Interesting though that Blue hasn't called GG yet, because this might be over. We will see some 3 Broodlords now being morphed in. This is very, very ambitious to try and go for some folks onto the base. One of them gets cancelled. There's a 4th apparently in the distance. A Spore Crawler being built as well. There you go with another cancel. So he's just trying to move these guys, but can they stay alive? That Queen, just being such a pest, has +2 on both range and armor. We will see +2 on attack as well, and it really goes to show what a sustainable economy does for a player. The Broodlord gonna go for a poke onto the Roach Warren, but I feel like this is really just Blue prolonging the level. Interesting though that Soularm is running these units past these Blue Roaches. Doesn't even give a crap anymore. But here comes the attack. The Broodlord's doing some damage. The poor Roach Warren being nibbled down. So Soularm honestly making a huge mistake in not deciding to deal with either the ground or the air. But I feel like at the end of this, Soularm might still have it, unless he really just throws the game at this point. The Broodlord now gonna go for the Hydra, then next, getting rid of the tech here from the side of Soularm. The Roaches are still hanging back, and the Broodlings facing off with their counterparts on the opposite color. The Hydra's now into the fray. Nothing being built though here by Soularm. He still is on Lair Tech, not deciding to go for his own Spore, but this is gonna be very dangerous because one of the Broodlords in Spore Crawler range, and they will fall. Blue right now making such a big mistake because these Broodlords are all he has in his arsenal. So unfortunately, the Broodlords are in a good spot here for Blue, so Soularm just watching this Spore Crawler fall. Actually, though, the Broodlord now taking so much damage. Some of the Roaches just hanging back here from the side of Blue. Soularm needs to make a decision in what he wants to deal with. He hasn't actually attacked the base of Blue so far, more or less throughout the last 15 minutes. So really, if Soularm just went for the base race, he probably would have won again. So I'm just saying, I'm just gonna give you Soularm a heads up. You just need to be more active in what you're trying to do, because really, this game was over like 8 minutes ago. That kind of thing. The moment the Broodlords were just whittled down, this game should have been over from the side of Ruben. Soularm just taking a sweet time. Honestly, just playing this defensively won't work out for you in the future, because there are players that can macro up, and Blue right now just showing that all he knows is the micro game. That's gonna be another Broodlord falling. This is gonna be the last Broodlord. Will he be the avatar of this situation, just floating over the water, going for some pokes onto the Hydras? One of the drones just chilling as well, wanting to turn into a Spore Crawler. Here comes the Roach Ball, and this is a lot of roaches actually. This can be very, very scary from the side of Soularm. Interesting cascade, and here comes the siege. Gonna be an engagement here between the two Zergs. The roaches though being whittled down, +2 versus +1 and 0. This is really Soularm doing the math. 1 + 1 = 2 = death. The roach is falling. Blue right now just running out of ground, and that's GG. Finally, that's the game. The Broodlord dies as well after that engagement. The game's still going for some reason, but yeah, that's it. Soularm leaves the game. Honestly, guys, I feel like that game was a little bit of a letdown near the end. It was really great. The whole time that Blue was going for those pokes, just doing all that damage to Soularm's economy. It was really fun to see how Soularm would try to defend. He was really pushed to the corner, just pushed back to the brink. And if Blue just kept on keeping on, maybe he would have actually won. But the biggest mistake was deciding to go for the Broodlord play with no economy to support it. He invested everything he had on the Broodlord, and that's what you get when you don't diversify your portfolio as well as just invest properly in your economy. You're just tanks. You just have that one big show. Really, it really is a political analogy right there, but it is what it is. Thank you, thank you. I think probably it's Soularm who sent it in. So Soularm, just a quick tip. I'm not a grandmaster player of Starcraft. I'm super washed up. The last time I actually played competitively was Wingers of Liberty, but I've seen enough and known enough in throughout pro games that the biggest thing you need to do, my friend, is just to be active. You could have won this game a long time ago. This base is just so weak, nothing to defend. I love how you were able to cycle some roaches, some ravagers, some hydras, and even some zerglings, and the upgrades were on point for the +1. But honestly, the unit upgrades need some work, and just being active as well would win you games faster. But you know, that's my opinion, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this cast. I had a lot of fun. These overlords just chilling here as well, just having some fun. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope to just keep on keeping on with the regular schedule. Apologize again for missing out on the ESG one. But till then, I've been Dax, and I'll see you guys in the next one.